Factoring mini quiz number 2. It'll be 10 problems here, and we're going to factor all of these things. And the main things we'll be using here are using greatest common factor, using difference of squares, and then we're going to factor quadratic trinomials. I'll just put here quadratic trinomials. Now here we have, it's kind of an easy one because we have, what are your factors of x squared? Well, you're going to have x and x, and we have nothing but plus signs here, so we know we're going to have x plus something here, x plus something there. So now we're looking for two numbers which, when multiplied together, equal 12, but when added together equal 7. How about 3 and 4? So x plus 3, x plus 4. And if we work backwards, we will find out this is what we have here. And then there are other ways of doing this, box method, and so forth. So we have x squared, and then we have 12 goes here, and then you can try to find the numbers that work. It's going to be x plus 4 times 40x plus 3, 3x, 4x. Okay, so same thing. Okay, next we have 5x squared plus x minus 6, and this one is of more complicated nature. And so we have a is equal to 5, b is equal to 1, c is equal to negative 6. So here we use our x method, or bottoms up method. We're going to put up here ac and b down here. Well, what's a times c? 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. And b is 1. So what two numbers multiply together that equal negative 30, but added together equal 1? Well, one of them is going to be negative, and the other one's going to be positive, because we have to have negative times positive. Well, how about 6 and 5? And it's positive 1, so I think we have negative 5 over here at positive 6. And next we divide by a, and a is 5. So we simplify, we get negative 5 over 5 equals negative 1. So what we get here is we get x minus 1 times quantity x plus 6/5. And now we bottoms up that 5, so we have quantity x minus 1 times quantity 5x plus 6. So quadratic trinomial that's more difficult than number 1. And did we check this? No, not exactly, but if we have negative 1 times 5x, that's negative 5x. If we have 6 times x, that's plus 6x. That ends up being plus x. Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. X times 5x is 5x squared. That's it. This one here, 3. What is our greatest common factor? Is it 2? Well, 2 is a common factor, but not the greatest. How about 4? 4 is not a factor of 30. How about 6? Anything bigger than 6? 10? 12? No. So I'm thinking 6. So 6 times what equals 24x times 4x. And then 6 times what equals 30? 6 times 5. So this will be, just kind of work backwards. That's going to be 24x minus 30. This is going to be as much as we can factor this thing here. Okay, this one here, 4 is a difference of squares, and we have a difference because we have a negative sign. So what we're going to do is take the square root of a squared, which is a. It's going to go here and here. And we have a difference of squares, so we're going to have a plus minus. And then 64 is what squared? What's the square of 64? 8. So we have this, quantity x plus 8 times quantity a plus 8 times quantity a minus 8 instead of x. So that's number 4. Next, problem 5. Again, do we have a common factor here? No. So we're going to go to our x method here. We put AC up top. Well, AC is going to be 3 times negative 10, or negative 30. And then we have B down below, which is 13. So what two numbers multiply together to equal negative 30, but add together equal 13? Well, I'm thinking you're going to have plus minus again. So what about 3 and 10? Will that work? No, it wouldn't work, right? 6 and 5, 31. What about 2 and 15? I think this is going to be it. So if we put plus 15 minus 2, you multiply these together, you get negative 30, but add together, you get 13. And then we're going to divide by a, and a is 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. And we can't simplify this negative 2 over 3, so our answer is going to be this x plus 5 times quantity x minus 2/3. And then we're going to bottoms up this 3, put it over here. So we're going to get quantity x plus 5 times quantity 3x minus 2. And just quickly check this out. We're going to get negative 50, we're going to positive 15x minus 2x. Yeah, that's going to be right. Everything checks out. Okay, next, we have a quadratic trinomial of a simpler type. So I'm just going to parenthesize here. We're going to have the square root of x squared is x and x. We have a negative 36 here, so we're going to have a plus and a minus. We know that. And then we're looking for two numbers that multiply together equal negative 36, but add together equal 5. So what do we have? We have 3 times 12, right? So 3 times 12, is that going to work out? No. What else? Do we have 4 times something? What about 4 times 9? Is that going to work? Yeah, I think, right? So if we put x minus 9 over here and x plus 4, we're going to have plus 4x minus 9x, which is negative 5x. Check. Next, 7. Okay, we have a square different. This is going to be a difference of squares, right? We can write each one of these as square. So we fill in our parentheses and we put in plus minus. What is your square root of 25x squared? Well, that's going to be 5x. We put 5x over here. What's our square root of 49? 7. So this is going to be our answer. Quantity, 5x plus 7 times 25x minus 7. Next, 8. We're looking for what can we factor here? Probably a greatest common factor. Is 8 the greatest common factor? I think it is. So that's 8. 8 times what equals 8x squared? X squared. 8 times what equals 32? 4. And can we factor this x squared plus 4 any further? No, we cannot. So this is our correct answer for 8. Next, 9. Again, this is a simple quadratic trinomial. So we put x in x. Now here we have a negative middle term, but a positive 50. So we're going to have minus minus to make this work out. So what two numbers do you add together equal negative 15, but multiply together equal 50? Well, how about 5 and 10? Right? So negative 5x plus 10x. So that's it. And the last one, 10, we have this 2x squared plus 9x minus 35. Again, one of a more complicated nature. And so for this, we're going to use the x method. Put AC over here and B down here. So A times C is going to be 2 times negative 35, which is going to be negative 70. And B is equal to 9. Okay, what numbers do you multiply together to get 70? Well, you're going to get 7 times 10, right? Or how about 2 times 35? How about 5 times 14? And these are the ones I can think of pretty quickly. There may be other ones. Well, yeah, there's going to be 1 times 70. There's going to, okay, we got, there may be others. I don't know. But I'm thinking it's going to be involving this one here. So we have a negative 70, so we're going to have a plus and a minus. So I'm thinking we have plus 9, so we're going to have plus 14 and minus 5. And we're going to divide by our 2 by A. So we get 7. So we're going to get x plus 7 times quantity x minus 5 halves. And then we bottoms up that 2, so we're going to get quantity x plus 7 times 2x, 2x minus 5. And do these work out? Yeah. Let's see, it's plus 14. Yeah, this works out. So anyway, that's all the quiz. I hope it's been helpful to you. Good luck, and thanks for viewing.